Hello guys and welcome back to another Roblox video. Today I'm gonna teach you how to macro in Bee Swarm Simulator. I made a NATRO macro guide 5 months ago, but now I want to change some things in my NATRO macro settings and make the guide a little bit more complicated just for you to understand how the macro works, okay? So let's not waste any time and let's start right away. Of course, firstly we want to use the NATRO macro, the best macro for Bee Swarm Simulator. There is no other macros that is better than NATRO macro. The download process is actually very simple. Just search up on YouTube or just type in Google NATRO macro, join the official Discord server, that's important, download the NATRO macro and you're done. Also you need to download this thing, but I don't know, I haven't downloaded and talking fine even without it, but download it to be sure. Thank you Panchik from the past. Now let's finally go to the NATRO macro settings. Firstly, we'll open the gather window. When I'm talking about windows, I'm talking about these buttons. So let's go to the gather window and what we see here. This is the fields that you want to farm in. Of course, I suggest you to macro if you are a blue hive, macro in the pine tree. Of course, this is the best, actually the best field where you want to macro. If you are a red hive, you can choose the rose field, you can choose the pepper field. If you are a blue hive, you can choose the spider field. I guess you got me. But of course, trillions of honey you can get only from the blue hive, which is in the pine tree. Button shape, yellow is the best. Actually, without any doubt, the best for the wide audience. I am farming with the diamonds, as I am kinda late game hive. As you can see, I am 19 level hive, so it's better for me to farm in diamonds, but usually yellow is the best. What is length and wide? Let me tell you. Length and wide is basically how big your pattern will be. So if I'll farm in like small and 3, I'll farm like this, yeah, in a very small pattern, so I will not cover all the field. If I'll farm in M, I'll farm in the bigger pattern, as you can see, yeah, like this. And when you increase in the white, you increase in the white of the pattern in the white, yeah. So instead of farming like this, you'll farm like this. I guess that's understandable. We basically want to leave it by default, M and 3 is okay. The rotation of the camera is basically how you will farm. Left rotation and 2, you'll farm like this. As I'm looking, if we'll place left and 1, you'll probably farm like this or like this. I'm not sure, I forgot actually. But you got the logic, you just can leave it in left and 2. For regular players, a default setting. Gather with shift lock, I guess it's very understandable what it is. You will just actually gather with shift lock. It's useful for the dudes with the tight popper, so you want to put like the left on 1 on 3, yeah, so you will macro like this, and tight popper will farm with the waves through the whole field. How much time do you want to get your backfield? If you are struggling with farming and you can't fill your backpack, you can put up to 20 minutes, but I don't suggest to. It's better to place for 15 minutes and 95%. You can leave by 100, but better 95%. If you are not a blue hive, or if you don't have a lot of balloons as I do, you see, there is just tons of balloons and I'm getting the most pollen from the balloons. I want to go to the hive by reset. But if you don't have any balloons, if your balloons are very small, go to hive by walk. But there will be situations when you will go to the hive like this, like this, like this, and then boom, and you are not opening your parachute, or you open your parachute but stopping here and not going to your hive. And all macro is do is just resetting. Guys, I have the NATRO macro problems and fixes video on my channel. Go and watch it and understand why you can have this problem. But it can be just your device, okay? If your device is very weak, then you will probably not receive the honey from the walk. It's better already to put it to reset. And the sprinkler position. By default, it's set to upper left, but now I am playing with the center 1. It's not that good for newbie players, but for the late mid or early late game players, placing your sprinklers here is must have actually, as you will farm basically the whole field. If you will place the sprinkler in the upper left and 7, it will place somewhere over here or over here, and you'll just be stuck in corners or go out of the field. So placing your sprinkler in the center 1 is best, of course, if you have the drift compilation turned on. What is drift compilation? Basically, if you have that supreme Splinker, which you can see on the screen, I have placed it on the field also, macro will farm, and then you'll happen to be over here, and then macro will track your Splinker, go to it, and start farming again. Without it, you'll just go like this, and you'll get out of the field. With the drift compilation turned on, macro will track your Sprinkler and go back, which is super useful, which is must have. So yeah, this is basically all setting that you need to have, and the hardest part of the NATRO macro, understanding, yeah. Let's go to the collect and kill window. Here, everyone depends on you. Do you want to get resources or do you want to just farm honey? If you want to farm honey, all you need to have is to have clock tickets option turned on. It will not boost your honey like at all, but it's must have in every situation. You'll get tickets, which is must have. And a Mondo buff. Mondo buff doesn't feel much at the early part of the game, so if you don't have like at least 40 bees, 45 bees, yeah, at least 45 bees, don't put it on. If you have 45 bees or more, it will help you even by a bit, but it will help you farming. Someone puts it to the 120 seconds, I like it to put to the 60 seconds, that's enough. And that's basically it. When you're watching this video, Beastmas is probably out, so don't even mind this option, it will be not active. But if you want to farm, you need to turn the glue option on in the dispensers and some memory matches, at least extreme 1 and the mega. Here in the options you can exclude the item that you don't want to see in the memory matches. So for example, I don't need blueberries, I'll exclude them, so the macro won't pick them, okay? This is optional. If you, for example, are in need of strawberries when you're a blue hive, you can pick up the strawberry dispenser. I guess you got me. So now you can see on the screen the two NATRO macro settings, one is for farm and one is for resources. The kill option. Here you can tell your macro if you want to kill some mobs or not. Again, if you want to only farm, this will ruin your farm, but if you want to get resources, you need to place these options. Again, now I will just place two pictures on the screen, with one being the better for farm and one being better for resources. Also, I would like to add, if you want to put the mobs options in the kill section, you need to input your monster respawn time. You can easily check it in your settings. Okay, you cannot. What? I thought you can. Okay, so you can check it in your settings, so you need to look up for your amulets. As you can see, I have -2% monster respawn time in Stickbug amulet, and in the other amulets I don't have it, so I'll just place -2%. Let's go to the boost option. This is not necessary for the newbies like at all, but for the farm you want to do the field boost in blue if you're blue hive. Obviously, if you're red, you want to place in red, and if you're white, I don't know, go cry, there is no white HQ in the game. So yeah, the blue field boost, if you're red, the red one, separate by 15 minutes, that's it. Also, you can use the hotbar slots, but I don't recommend it. I only use enzymes, and as you can see, I am already ran out of them. So yeah, and also it's very important to put your Splinker in the first position. This is a position for your Sprinkler by the default of the macro, so don't put it like in the second, third, fourth, you got me, in the first, only in the first one. Quests. The video is too long, so let's just say these. If you want to farm, disable all. If you want to farm and complete quest, you are enabling the polar bear quest, super important. You need to have at least 1000 to be a happy person in B1 Simulator. So 100% polar bear quest. If you need to complete the Baka bee or the Riley bee, turn them on, and yeah, that's basically it. If you want to complete only quests, you are allowing gather interruption, and the macro will prioritize not the farming in the field but completing the quest. Planters. I have a planter guide on my channel. It's better for you to go and check it. I will leave all the links in the description, in the pinned comment. To say it is, if you don't have like 45 or 50 bees in your hive, don't use planters, that's just waste of your time. But if you do, they are very important, and to farm as a blue hive, you want to place the Taki planter into sunflower, a pesticide planter into spider, and the blue clay planter in the pine tree. I will not say more to not fill your head with the trash information. If you want, wait, diamond cluster. If you want to understand how planters works, go and check my other video about planters. Status just shows you the stats of the NATRO macro. Settings, also very important window. Not everyone thinks that it is important, but This is very important for your macro to work right. Firstly, the first important settings is your movement speed. As you can see, there is even a text without haste. So as you can see, I have a haste. And to check my move speed, I need to wait for the haste to disappear and only then check my move speed. So let's do this. As you can see, my move speed is 44.4 right now. Now the speed will disappear and it is 30. So I need to put a 30 into my NATRO macro. And of course turn on the move speed correction 100%, don't even think of turning it off. Secondly, the move method. There is only two move methods, walk and cannon. If you picked the cannon method, you will use the red cannon to go to the any location on the field. And if you have picked walk, you will just walk to the any location by walking. Basically going like this, blah blah blah. Going like this, all the paths. And very slowly, so it's better for you to use cannon. So yeah, use macro only if you have at least 25 bees, guys. The sprinkler type. This is the type of sprinkler that you have, the type of saturator that you have, the type of sprinkler builder you have. You see this thing, which you can buy in this shop. I have a Supreme one, so I am putting the Supreme. Convert balloon is made for blue hives, is made for this tasty ion bee. I'm putting it to always, but you can convert it every 30 minutes or how you want. Better to use always if you have a lot of bees in your hive and your convert rate is very high, so you'll convert your balloon like in 1 second, but it's not every 30 minutes to get the higher balloon blessing input. This is also very important. Leave it by default by 20, don't put it to 0, as if you lag, NATRO macro will do a move, but the Roblox will not count it, and you will basically not move in Roblox, but NATRO macro thinks you moved, and yeah, you'll just mess all your farming patterns and stuff like this. Private server link. If you have the private server where you want to farm, all you need to do is to get this private server. It's not the Beeswarm Simulator, but you got me. So if you have a private server, all you want to do is go to your private server configuration settings. Of course, this is not Beeswarm Simulator, I just don't have money to get the private server. You need to generate the link, copy it, put it into the browser, and then when you will join the game, you can just leave or stay in the game, and you need to copy especially this link, only this link, when you have already joined in the browser, and put it here. I can't put it here as it's not for Beeswarm Simulator. And it's better to turn on the fallback to public server option. And finally, the final part of our video, the hive options. Here you want to put how many is in your hive. This is extremely important settings, guys. Super important settings, I'm not kidding. So you need to put exactly amount of bees you have in your hive. If you don't know how many bees you have and you utilize it count, just open the bees option, and here you can see the amount of bees you have in your hive. The hive slot. As you all know, there is 6 hives in Beeswarm Simulator lobby, so you want to pick the hive that you are in. I am in the second hive. As you can see, there is the pattern of the hives. So this is the 6th, this is the 5th, this is the 4th, this is the 3rd, this is the 2nd, and this is the 1st. I am in the 2nd. And of course, wait 1 second after convert. You can put even more. Why do you need this option? For example, I don't have any balloon, but this dude have a balloon. I will convert it, and I will not wait any second after conversion. I will just go out, and my bees won't have time to convert all honey from the balloon, and there will be another balloon here. We don't want it. We don't want to convert it fully, yeah? So that was kinda hard explanation of NATRO macro. Kinda complicated one, I should say. But if you understand all that I said in this video, you will know how to use NATRO macro fully. I may forgot something about NATRO macro, so write down these things in comments. Also comment if I have helped you with this video. You can find the Planter's Guide and NATRO macro problems and fixes video in the comments section down below, in the pinned comment. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next videos. Peace, peace.